of Police.
Reneé Hall joined the Dallas Police Department as Chief of Police on September 5th, 2017.
So where are we headed?
We first met her in Detroit, where she was a deputy chief.
We are driving around showing Channel 8, our city. We're showing the good, the bad, and the ugly.
She was excited to move to Dallas.
Get ready. We're going to have some good times. We're going to be serious about crime. We're going to engage each and every one of you, bringing you to the table. And we're going to make Dallas the best place people want to live, work, play, visit, the whole gamut.
Hall became the first woman and first black woman to serve as chief of police in Dallas.
Go after your dreams. Follow your heart.
We're not just women, but we're qualified women.
One of the first major decisions Hall made as chief came in November 2017. She dismantled the Vice unit with concerns of policy violations. Disbanding the unit left hundreds of gambling, human trafficking, and liquor violation cases in limbo. The 22 former Vice officers were later disciplined in January 2020 for 27 policy violations. The officers will appeal. During her time as chief, 2 Dallas police officers died in the line of duty.
We're asking that you continue to pray for the family.
On April 25th, 2018, Officer Rogelio Santander was shot and killed while arresting a theft suspect. His partner, Officer Crystal Almeida, was also shot. She survived, and the suspect was arrested. On July 21st, 2018, Senior Corporal Jamie Givens was struck by a drunk driver. The veteran motorcycle officer did not survive his injuries.
We are just asking you to keep the Givens family in your prayers.
That suspect was also arrested. On September 6, 2018, the murder of Botham Jean drew nationwide attention. Former Dallas police officer Amber Geiger shot and killed the 26-year-old man in his own apartment. Many questioned why Hall didn't fire Geiger immediately after she was charged with manslaughter.
Because of the federal, state, and local law.
Geiger was later found guilty of murder on October 1st, 2019. A month later, in November, Hall launched a new program called Starlight.
With Starlight, we're actually virtually surveilling the area so that we can see events as they happen.
Blue flashing lights and state-of-the-art security cameras were installed at local businesses. It allows officers to watch over high-crime areas in real time.
Oh, I wish we can get them on every block.
In Hall's first full year as police chief, 2018, the city of Dallas ended the year with 161 murders. In her second year, 2019, the city ended the year with 209 murders. 2019 had the highest murder numbers in a decade. Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson demanded a long-term strategy to reduce crime.
People of Dallas deserve a plan for how we are not going to have a 2020 that looked like 2019.
In January 2020, Hall released a 26-page report, including her plan to reduce violent crime by 5% and murders by 10%. 2 months later, Dallas Police Department started a new pilot program. It assigned more officers to the South Central Division to reduce crime. Crime numbers for 2020 are still being reviewed, but as of August, the homicide numbers are on track with last year's data. Robberies and sex offenses are down by more than 20%. 2020 also brought other challenges for Chief Hall, including COVID-19 and keeping officers safe from the virus. It was during the pandemic. George Floyd was killed by a Minneapolis police officer.
There are no words. That's not indicative of our training. It's not indicative of who we are in law enforcement.
George Floyd! George Floyd!
Protests and riots erupted in Dallas for several days. Dallas police officers used tear gas,
I wasn't even doing nothing!
flashbangs, and sponge bullets. Many buildings in the city were also looted and damaged. Hall spoke with protesters.
We have work to do. We know we have lots of work to do. There are more body-worn cameras in this police department because of the administration that you see right now. There's an oversight board.
A curfew was soon set for downtown Dallas and nearby neighborhoods.
We will arrest anyone who breaks the law.
Then on June 3rd, on Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge, 674 people were detained after curfew.
Protesters were warned not to take the bridge. They took the bridge.
We saw them pull up We didn't know that they were going to do this level.
I think the use of tear gas in this case was excessive, since there was no use of force against the police in this case. I even saw someone next to me be hit in the head with a canister.
Hall later announced none of them would be charged. On June 12, 2020, she was part of a roundtable on police reform. It was hosted by U.S. Senator John Cornyn and Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson. Hall said her department would comply with a federal ruling prohibiting the use of less lethal weapons, like tear gas, flashbangs, or sponge bullets. She also said DPD would have new policies to address police brutality and systemic racism. Later in the month, Hall changed police protocols in the police department. Any incidents where officers shoot or use force that results in serious injury or death will have recordings released within 72 hours. Next of kin will have a chance to review the footage before it's released to the public. In her 3 years with the Dallas Police Department, Chief Reneé Hall has had her fair share of criticism.
We feel she's in over her head. She wasn't ready.
But there is no lack of support.
And I am convinced that if the police chief was of any other gender or any other hue, we would not have this great critique coming against her or her work.
In Dallas, I'm Tiffany Liu.